Alright, what's up guys? Griff here, and today I'm going to be showing you a nice little tutorial. We're going to go through this drum and bass loop I made, show you a bunch of different tips and tricks. The main focus I guess is going to be how to make a fat bass, but yeah, let's get into it. This is what the loop sounds like. Alright, let's get into it, boys. Alright, so the first thing we gotta focus on is the drums, of course. Very basic drum and bass, kind of standard drum loop here. In case you don't know, right click or drag a little section out, you can make a MIDI clip. It's pretty simple. Then just copy the kicks, as seen right here. This is super simple shit. And the claps are the snares on every other beat. Then we got the hi-hats here. Again, copy the notes that you see. And yeah, it's pretty fucking simple. Alright, one thing I do want to show you guys here is that we do have some compression. This is what it sounds like without it. And with it on, you can just type compressor, make sure you have it sidechain, the sidechain thing turned on, and then have it for the kick and the snare, bring the threshold down and the ratio up, and that's what gives it that little movement. And now for this next part, this is just a little perk loop I found from the Apache sample pack on Splice. Pretty simple, you just kind of want to have that in the background so that it feels fluid. And so that's what it's going to sound like. Pretty basic, but it works. And obviously you can do some experimentating. Is that a word? Alright, so that's a nice little loop. One thing I do want to show you that's pretty fucking simple. To get some really punchy drums right off the bat, I throw the Aggressive Dance Master. If you just type that in the search bar, you'll find it. It comes with Ableton. I throw that on the kick and the snare. And it gives it a pretty fucking nice, some oomph to it, you know? And that's right off the bat without even fucking doing anything. So, typically do that for a lot of my tracks. It's probably ghetto, but it's whatever. Alright, so let's get on to the bass here. That's what it sounds like. Pretty fucking cool, but it's very easy to make. What I started doing recently is I've been layering my basses. So I have the note itself, which is just a sub. It's clean with a few effects, but not too many, because you want to keep that nice thick and heavy sub. And then I'll have another note, or another sound rather, which is in the same note. That way, you know, everything's in key and you don't have to worry about it. And then that'll just be mostly treble. And then the two kind of create one bass. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, so I'm going to turn off all the effects here. Oh, shit. Turn those off. Alright, so this is just the sub, which is actually the easiest fucking thing ever. It's on the F2 note, and it's just a serum patch, which is essentially just a sub. That's pretty much all I did. So, as you can see here, just click the sub, bring it down 2 octaves, and no effects or anything. That's literally a holy shit. Yeah, it's simple, but it fucking works. Again, there it is. So now the first effect we have is erosion. Just copy what you see there. Just gives a little bit of that sizzle, that nice, you know, nice fuzzy sound to it, which I use for a lot of my basses. Just subtly though, you don't want to do too much. Another trick we have here, which I didn't actually use, is a auto pan. Just copy all the numbers that you see here. This allows you to essentially just do automation without having to have like your own LFO thing. You can just add it to any sound you want and get some movement on there. Next we have the frequency shifter. I use this for doing pitch bends, really wherever I see fit. So without it, it's just kind of basic. And then you just kind of click. One cool thing real quick, if you click on anything in Ableton, like any thing that has a numerical value, you can click that, and then you're then automating that whatever that setting is. So what I did here is I clicked on the fine setting, because if you just do frequency, that's a little too much. So click on the fine setting and then drag it up like you see here, and that's just gonna give it that nice sub, like, I don't know what you call it, but yeah, just a frequency shift. And this is really cool for like trap and dubstep and shit, for those epic bass shifts. And you just kind of have to sound it out, play around with the settings. Yeah, sounds dope. Next we have Trash 2 Isotope. This is a really fucking cool plugin. A lot of good stuff you can do with this. It's good for basses, leads, just a ton of different effects built in. It's really cool. So that's what it sounds like without it. And then, oh my god, that shit's dick. So yeah, definitely use that on any bass you want. Just play around with the settings. You don't want it to be too overblown. But yeah, there's a ton of cool stuff you can do with it. Highly recommend that. Alright, you want to turn the compression on. Again, make sure your sidechain is clicked on. And then just have everything sidechained to the kick and the snare. It should be all good. Alright, so now let's actually do the treble part of the bass, which is this nice like growly sound. And again, that's the same pitch as before. And I copied the frequency shifter effect from the bass and just put it on that. That way it's exactly the same. Then we have a auto filter with the low end completely removed. We have Trash 2 once again. Got a little bit of OTT on there. I don't think I adjusted anything but the amount. So the way I actually made this is using Reactor by Native Instruments. It's a pretty cool sampler. Has a ton of built-in effects. I really enjoy using this. For the most part, you just drag in sounds and you can edit them on the fly. It's really easy to do. And there's a lot of experimentation with it, but you get some unique sounds out of it, and I really like that. So let's go through that. So I pretty much just opened it and then found this sample. I just took that and then I just dragged it in, hit load, move it here. That's it. It's that easy. And then obviously you can, use whatever sounds you want, experiment, see what else, sounds good just by dragging it different places and messing with the speed. And then there's also a ton of built-in effects, but that's for another video. Alright, and then I believe the setting I had for this one is wet scraping. Bring the mix down a bit. And it's sounding good. Oof, love it. Alright, I know I'm going through this stuff pretty quick, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comment below and I can kind of further elaborate. Alright, and so this other bass that I have, I'm trying to think of how I made that. Oh yeah, it's with Union. This is another plugin I picked up recently. It's kind of like a Serum clone, but a lot fucking cheaper. I think I got it for like $7.99. It was on sale for Black Friday recently, but I think it's still pretty cheap even with it not being on sale. Definitely recommend if you want to have something that's kind of like Serum, but just a little cheaper. So yeah, and so the setting, I used just a factory setting on this, just because, I still need to learn how to actually do shit. But we're on the setting where it is hard under the basses, and I think that's all I did. I don't think I did anything different to it. I think maybe turned the delay off for now. Yeah, so that's all that is. And again, I copied the same settings from the other bass, the one that we just learned, so nothing crazy there. And yeah, everything is in key and it's sounding good. So all that together is gonna end up with what we have. Sounding pretty good. Alright, so that's pretty much it. The only other thing that I didn't go over is this next section. And that's because they're all just fucking sound clips that I've gotten off Splice and just placed, where the basses aren't. Oh, I can show you this one trick. So on this, we have the same sound twice. It's just like a little bell thing, and this is what it sounds like, you know, by itself. So it's just that little chirpy sound. And then the other one is going to have our delay on it. Well, the 16th note delay. I have one delay time on the 2, and then, or that's the left and the right, I didn't even notice that. So 1 on 2, 1 on 1, with the feedback and dry wet at 70%. And that's just going to bring you this nice little delay sound, which I use delay a lot. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with delay. But yeah, so that is pretty much everything. Let me know if you like this loop. Let me know if this was helpful. If you do like this video, go ahead and subscribe. You know what the fuck to do. And follow my SoundCloud if you want to hear some dope beats.